Hello peoples, Digital Mouse here. I went to CES to take a look at the brand new Legion Go S and Legion Go 2. I wanted to share some observations and answer the question, are the new Legion Go's worth waiting for? Let's start with the Legion Go S. The Legion Go S has a unibody design, so unlike the original Legion Go or Legion Go 2, you won't be able to remove its grips. In terms of specs, it comes with an AMD Ryzen Z2 Go processor, integrated AMD Radeon graphics, 32GB of RAM, 1TB of storage, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and finally, Lenovo increased the size of the battery from 49.2 watt-hours in the original Legion Go to 55 watt-hours in the Legion Go S. The Legion Go S has two USB-C 4 ports, both of which are now on the top. Also on top is a headphone jack, as well as your volume control buttons, and a micro SD card slot on the bottom. It has an 8-inch display, slightly smaller than the 8.8-inch display of the Legion Go. Its resolution is 1920 by 1200 and 120Hz variable refresh rate. I love the changes that Lenovo has made to the Legion Go's hardware. And just to be clear, I never had a problem with the old Legion Go, but it had the square boxy shape to the top of the grips. The new Legion Go ditches the square boxy shape for a more rounded and ergonomic shape to the grip, and I loved how it felt when I was holding it and playing a game. Lenovo also changed the D-pad on the Go. The older Legion Go had this simple cross design with a glossy finish. The new D-pad maintains the cross design, but embeds it within a circular housing. They got rid of the gloss for a textured matte finish. Asus uses a similar design for their Ally X, and I have found that this design works best for me when playing games like Mortal Kombat. Lenovo added adjustable triggers to the back of the Legion Go S. You'll be able to switch from a long press, which is generally what I use for racing games, to a short press, which is what I use for first-person shooters like Call of Duty. The new Legion Go still come with Hall effects joysticks. Both the top and back triggers felt smooth to press, and the buttons had the same satisfying feel when I pressed them that I love in my favorite controller. A crucial aspect of a Windows handheld is the ability to navigate through the operating system. The Legion Go uses the trackpad to get around Windows, and on the Legion Go S, Lenovo has considerably shrunk the size of it from the original Legion Go. Although I preferred the larger size trackpad, I didn't find any issues using the smaller one. In order to left mouse click, you tap the trackpad once, and for a right mouse click, you just tap and hold down on the trackpad. The new Legion Go still has the same 4 buttons to access the menu, quick settings, and in-game settings, but the 2 buttons that were previously located below the D-pad have been moved. Now all the buttons are located towards the top of the Legion Go. I'm going to talk a little bit more about hardware before we get into the software, but before I do that, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel. One thing I noticed about the Legion Go S hardware is that there aren't any visible screws on the back, which might make it harder to open up and upgrade something like the SSD. There are some screws on the bottom, so maybe you just need a pry tool to remove the back. Speaking of upgrades, I haven't seen anything on Lenovo's webpage yet that states the size of the SSD, but others are reporting that it will be a M.2 2242 but will fit an M.2 2280. Just for reference, this is a 2242 which comes with the current Legion Go. This is the 2230 that come with the Steam Deck and ROG Ally, and this is the 2280 that comes with the ROG Ally X. I upgraded the SSDs in my ROG Ally and Legion Go to 2280s for maximum capacity. Let's talk about the software. The Legion Go S runs Windows as its primary operating system and uses Legion Space to organize gaming software and features. Within Legion Space, the homepage is labeled My. You'll find the Legion Store in the next tab. Your gaming library will be in the tab next to that. The next tab is Settings, where the real customization happens. Here you'll find performance modes. You can use quiet for less demanding games or performance for more intensive ones. Or you can fully customize the settings and adjust the TDP to your preferred wattage. One thing I didn't find, which was a bit disappointing, was an option to adjust the RAM allocated to the GPU. The Asus ROG Ally has this feature, making it easy to fine-tune the RAM directly through the system settings. On the Legion Go S, you might need to access the BIOS to make this adjustment. For me, this is important because when I got my first Legion Go, increasing the VRAM was the only way I could play games like Ratchet & Clank smoothly. Hopefully the new hardware won't require this adjustment as much. The final tab is the controller section, where you can adjust your joystick, triggers, gyro, or even calibrate the entire controller. The Legion Go S provides a shortcut to some really important features with the quick settings button on the top right. Under the General tab, you'll find your essential display and audio controls, like adjusting brightness, tweaking volume, turning Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on or off, and even changing your screen resolution or refresh rate. The Controller tab lets you fine-tune your key mapping, adjust how strong the controller vibrations are, and customize the lighting effects. And if you're worried about accidentally triggering the touchpad during gameplay, you'll be able to disable it from here. The Performance tab allows you to switch between performance modes, check your performance monitor, and even customize your TDP levels for optimal efficiency or gaming power. Finally, the System tab gives you a shortcut to important Windows tools. If you need to stop a program fast, just open the Task Manager. Want to type something without a keyboard? Activate the virtual keyboard. You can grab a quick screenshot, and they even included an Xbox button. This year, Lenovo is introducing a Legion Go S that uses SteamOS instead of Windows. The external hardware is similar to the Windows version. You'll find the same buttons, controls, and great ergonomics. I don't have official specs from Lenovo yet, but reputable news outlets report that the SteamOS version of the Legion Go S will have the same internals as the Windows version. It will feature the AMD Z2 Go processor and also be available in a Z1 Extreme version. The device will include a 55 watt-hour battery. The screen will support a 120Hz variable refresh rate with a maximum resolution of 1920 by 1200. The SteamOS version is expected to launch in May, with prices starting at $499 for the model featuring 16GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. Before I move on to the Legion Go 2, there was one thing about the SteamOS version of the Legion Go that bothered me. When I went to the Power tab, the pop-up screen didn't give me an option to go to desktop mode like you can on the regular Steam Deck. Now this might be because this device is locked. Hopefully that feature will be available when it's officially released. I think this is going to be a really important device when it comes to the overall landscape of handheld gaming. If Lenovo succeeds in selling their Legion Go S with SteamOS, I'm sure other companies will follow and create their own hardware with SteamOS. Let's talk about the Legion Go 2. Lenovo's StoryHub webpage revealed some crucial information about the Legion Go 2. It's going to be equipped with an AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor and RDNA 3.5 graphics. It will support up to 32GB of RAM and will feature an 8.8-inch display that is native landscape as opposed to the current model's native portrait display. The display will also be OLED with a 16:10 aspect ratio. The refresh rate will be 144 Hz and it'll have 500 nits of brightness. And it also comes with a variable refresh rate. It'll offer up to 2 TB of storage and a 74-hour watt battery. The Legion Go 2 adopts the same ergonomic design of the Legion Go S, and I loved how it felt to hold when I first picked it up. It returns with the same great kickstand that I loved in the first Legion Go. Fortunately, on the back of the Legion Go S, you can see the screws, which would indicate to me that you'll be able to remove the back cover and make any necessary upgrades to the internals. Although I didn't see a way to adjust the triggers like the Legion Go S, which is a bit disappointing. I like the feel of the top and back triggers on the original Legion Go, and they felt just as good on the Legion Go 2. The trackpad appears to be the same size as the original, which I really like. On the top you'll find the power button, volume control buttons, and a USB-C port. On the bottom you'll find another USB-C port, a micro SD card slot, and a headphone jack. I'm assuming these two other holes are vents. The joysticks felt smooth during my hands-on, but I didn't actually try them in the game. The buttons on the Legion Go 2 feels just as good as on the Legion Go S, and also has the same great directional pad. It looks like Lenovo moved the quick settings and game control buttons towards the top like the Legion Go S, but added 2 extra buttons towards the bottom of the D-pad for a total of 6 buttons, unlike the original Legion Go, which only had 4. I'm not sure what those new buttons are for though. So, are Lenovo's new Legion Go's worth the wait? Well, I won't beat around the bush. Yes, absolutely. I love the direction Lenovo's going with their hardware and software. And even if you don't buy one of these, you can probably get a better deal on an older Legion Go once these come out. So if you're a little patient and don't need the latest and greatest right away, you'll definitely benefit from waiting. Also, I wanted to give you this disclaimer. The Legion Go S and Legion Go 2 I showed you today are pre-release versions. The final hardware and software may differ from what you can actually buy. I recommend waiting to see the retail versions of these devices before making any purchase decisions. Before I go, I wanted to say a couple of things. This is the first time I've tried to video a device in this type of environment. I wasn't quite prepared, so I apologize for the rough video. I definitely learned from this experience. Finally, I've always wanted to attend an event like this, but I waited. Because quite frankly, I just didn't have the confidence to even try to go. The fact that I was able to do it now is entirely because of you guys, who have watched my videos and subscribed to my channel. Your support gave me the confidence to try it, and it was worth the wait. So sincerely, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.